Hey, Dr. Cluck coming at you with another financial mathematics video. This time we're going to be back in section 4.2, buying and selling bonds. We're going to do some examples and practice. So let's take a look. So the first thing we've got is the bond pricing formula. We've seen this in the last few videos. The present value of a bond is the present value of the redemption value and the coupons, right? So it's basically just the sum of those two things. We're going to use that formula throughout. Let's do a couple examples. So in each example, classify the bond as a discount bond, a premium bond, or a par bond. All right. So the first one, we got a $1,000 bond with $20 coupons paid every 6 months with a 4% nominal yield rate with semi-annual compounding. Okay. So we've got J here is going to be 0.02 because it's 4% nominal with semi-annual compounding. Now, if you have a $1,000 bond and you got 2% interest, that would be $20. That would be $20, right? 1,000 times 0.02 is equal to $20. So the interest on the bond is $20. The coupons are also $20. So that tells you if the coupon rate R is also 0.02, it's a par bond. So number one is par. Number two, a bond with a face value of 900 and a current market price of 800. Well, if the price of the bond is less than the face value, okay, then that must be a discount bond. Okay, that's discount because it's selling for less than the face value. What that must mean is that there's not enough coupons to hold itself up at $900. Remember, a par bond will price out equal to its face value. So if this is pricing out lower than its face value, it must be a discount bond. A zero coupon bond. Well, if there's no coupons, that's discount. Okay? If the coupon rate is 0, that's certainly less than the yield rate. So that means it's a discount bond, right? If the coupon rate is less than the yield rate, it's a discount bond. And then the last one, a bond with $5 coupons paid every 6 months. A nominal yield rate of 6% with semi-annual compounding and a cost of $80. So we've got $5 coupons paid every 6 months, 3% on the half year. So our J here is 0.03. The cost is $80. We may have to do some math on this one. So if the cost is $80, that should equal... what's the face value here? The redemption value, which is not given, a redemption value, the yield rate, 1.03 to the N, $5 coupons, and the annuity formula. Now, we're not really told the timeline either. Okay? But if it was 3%, let's just suppose it was par. Then it would be 3%, right? And then the par value would be 80. So what's 3% of 80? Is $2.40. Okay? $2.40 would be 3% of 80. Okay? So if it was par, the coupons would be $2.40. It would sell for $80. Now the coupons are $5, which is more than $2.40. So the coupons are bigger than the par value. So that means it must be a premium. This one's a little tricky. It must be premium because there's too many coupons. You got $5 coupons. A par bond of $80 would only have $2.40 coupons. All right, so it's got to be a premium bond. Let's do a check your understanding problem. So a bond with the following properties is selling for $2,000, so that's the price. Face value $1,500, term 3 years, interest rate 7% nominal with semi-annual compounding. So that means your J here is 0.035. 7% on the nominal gives you 3.5% on the half year. Coupons are paid semi-annual. What's the coupon rate? What kind of bond is it? So can you read that information and figure out the coupon rate and figure out the what kind of bond it is? All right. So pause it there, work out the problem, and then come back when you got it done, and I'll show you how to do it. All right, so if you paused it, worked it out, you should already know the answer, but let's just double check to make sure. The selling price is $2,000. That should equal the face value, which I'm going to assume is the redemption value because it's not specified, and we assume they're equal if not specified. $1,500 divided by 1.035 to the 6 because it's a 3-year bond with semi-annual compounding, plus the coupons, which is, we don't know. So 1,500 times R, whatever that is. And then we do know the annuity formula, though. 1 minus 1.035, again to the 6 over 0.035. We should be able to solve this for R. So we can take $2,000. We can subtract 1,500 divided by 1.035 to the 6. That leaves $779.75. Okay, so I'm just going to slide this up. $779.75 should equal this stuff right here. Okay, so let's work that out. We can divide 779 by 1,500. We can multiply it by 0.035, and that gives me what? 0.018194 is equal to R, and 1 minus 1.035 to the 6. And so R, whatever it is, should equal 0.01819 divided by 1 minus 1.035 to the negative 6 power. And I'm getting R to be 0.0975. 976, I suppose. About 9.8% roughly. Okay, so I'm getting 9.8%, and that would be, that's the effective coupon rate. So the nominal coupon rate would be double that, but the R in this case is 0.0976. And so I believe, what kind of bond is this? It's got to be premium. It's got to be a premium bond because the coupon rate's way bigger than the yield rate. Okay. So hopefully that one made sense. All right. And we got one more check your understanding problem. So this one is a 10-year bond, $500 face value, sold at par with annual coupons. It's got a yield rate of 5%. 4 years later, company experiences some shaky PR, and the bondholder sells the bond to another investor. Now, when you sell a bond, you are basically, you got whatever you got out of it. You're selling it for a new price. So you don't get the same yield rate that you bought it with. It's, you sold it as is, no warranty. Okay. So the new investor is going to ask for 7% to seal the deal. So he wants 7% interest. You bought it for 5% interest, but that company's got shaky PR. See? Shaky PR. He wants 7%. So what's the sale price? So you're basically reselling this bond, okay? So see if you can figure this out. I'll walk you through it in a minute if you can't, but go ahead, pause the video, see if you can find the sale price, classify the type, and then we got question 3, which talks about how the price and the yield rate are related. So give it a pause, solve it out, and then we'll come back in a minute. All right. If you worked it out, that's great. And if you didn't, I guess we'll walk through it together. So what I want you to think about is, what is this bond? You've got, at the start, time 0, it was a 10-year bond, right? But we're now 4 years later, which means you got the 4 coupons, okay? So how many coupons are left? There are 6 coupons and the redemption value. So you're not selling a 10-year bond, you're selling a 6-year bond. There's only 6 years left on the bond, right? So you're present valuing this right here to time 4. So can you see how the time diagram is useful here? The time diagram helps you understand what is actually going on, okay? Now the other thing is, they told you it was a par bond, and they told you it was 5% with annual coupons, which means the coupon rate is also 5%. R is 0.5 on the annual. So that means if it's a $500 face value bond with 5% coupons, then we should be able to do $500 times 0.05 and get $25 coupons. Okay? So we know what the coupons are. So how many of those coupons are you going to get? 6 of them, plus the $500 face value. So now, what are you selling? You're selling a bond, present value. It's a $500 bond. You're selling it at 7%, and it's got 6 years left on it. It's got $25 coupons, and you're selling it again at 7%, 6 years left on those coupons. And that is the price of that bond now, because you sold it at 7%. You didn't sell it at 5%. So let's run the numbers on this. 500 divided by 1.07 to the 6 plus $25 times the annuity formula. And I'm getting $452.33. Now that is less. Okay? And that's the answer to question number 3. How are the sale price and the yield rate related? Well, if the rate goes up, the price goes down, because risky investments are worth less and require a higher interest rate. So you're putting in, because this investment is risky, when you sold it, you only sold it for $450. It used to be worth $500, right? The PR lost the value, okay? So that's number 3. Price rate and yield rate are related. As the rate goes up, the price goes down. What kind of bond is the new bond? Well, it was a 5% coupon bond, and now it's 7%. So if you do the rate on the coupons is 0.5, that's less than 0.7. So you're getting fewer coupons than the interest rate, which means it's a discount bond. Okay, so it's discount. Another way to tell it's discount is the price, $452, is less than the par value, which was $500 originally. So the price went down. It's a discount bond. All right. So hopefully that's making sense. Hopefully some of those check your understanding problems gave you some opportunity to try out some problems on your own. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video.